3, 2, 1. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, now officially known as Weekly OJ, where we'll be serving you a cup of nutritional content every week. So to go ahead and get started, we are going to go over the future consoles, what a lot of these companies are going to be serving up for us come 2020, I believe. So
2020.
Yeah, coming around the corner. So we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 5, we're going to be talking about the Xbox Scarlet, we're going to be talking about the new possible rumors of a Switch Pro, and also Google Stadia, which is coming out next month, I believe November 19th. So that'll be interesting.
So today we're going to be unveiling some of the info that we know for the PlayStation 5. It's going to be coming out on 2020 for the holidays. We're going to think it's going to be ready to release for Black Friday. Don't expect any deals. There's not going to be a deal on Black Friday. It's just going to be regular price. They probably do a bundle on games and controllers, but nothing else. Comes with a new AMD chipset, 3.2 gigahertz. Really good. It's going to be about 50 times more powerful than the PS4, allegedly. New hard drive, SSD drive. So now all solid state. Don't worry about upgrading, guys. We got you covered on this one. You know what sucks about this is that, in my opinion, it better be a really, really good SSD drive, because for that little extra money, they could have gone a M.2, which is a little bit faster, or a lot faster than a regular SSD drive.
Why is that?
It's just, I don't know exactly all the technical terms, but it's just a better performance, and computers have been using it for a while now.
So what's it gonna do for the game? Is it just gonna help
faster refresh, no loading times, and you're just gonna have a seamlessly playing game. So you know how like in Grand Theft Auto, you gotta load and you gotta wait, you gotta load, or Anthem, you gotta load in every single spot. Well, with an SSD drive, you won't have to load as much. The loading times are
but that's for the SSD. What about the other
SSD?
one you were talking about?
The M.2?
Yeah.
It's just going to be faster.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like a little faster.
Okay, so less loading time than you.
Less loading time if they would have gone with the M.2, which I think they should have, but since PlayStation is about to, it's already losing money on this console, technically. But it's also going to be backwards compatible, so anything you already have on your PS4, it's going to work on your PlayStation 5. Downloadable content, we're hoping it just pulls forward to the 5.
How far back is that going to go? Is that going to go back to...
See, so that sucks. The thing that sucks about the PlayStation is that it only goes up to the PS4. You're not going to get any PS3 content. You're not going to get any PS2 content or PS1 content. So if you're holding on to the consoles and the video games, they won't pull forward. But you will be able to buy them on the PlayStation Store.
Okay.
So that's a plus. Also, now we have 4K Blu-ray capabilities right off the bat on the PlayStation 5, with a possible 8K later on software update. So you'll be able to stream or play in 4K. A new UI screen, so where all the settings and stuff is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a new screen. They're hyping it up pretty good because it's going to be associated for what you're playing, and you're going to be able to see real time who's playing what and what you can join in to play, and what bonuses you might get out of that gameplay. So I play right now Borderlands, and you play Borderlands. So if you jump into what I'm doing, it'll tell you, oh, he's doing Borderlands, you haven't done this mission yet, you should jump in. So I think that would be a pretty good idea. And yeah, they're saying that's going to be really good for
what would
the new UI.
Yeah, I was going to say, what would be the benefits of that though? Like, what do you
I mean, just for more interactive with friends and stuff like that, you would be able to see exactly what people are doing, not just say he's playing Borderlands.
Oh, shut up! So you're gonna be able to stalk your friends while they're playing.
Exactly. So if I'm in a mission or in a hard boss that you haven't done that I don't invite you to, you'll know if I'm doing it.
I can just figure out whether or not you're good or not.
So the other hype about this is they're going to be having a new, I believe it's called ray tracing, which if you play any more like MMORPG or realistic gaming, it could be implemented to any game, but it makes it look really, really different and really, really crazy, sharp, nice bright lights, and just every little thing. Skyscrapers are gonna be like if you're kind of realistically.
Yeah.
So there's a mock-up of Minecraft, and it makes it look 360, totally beautiful, really nice game. Yeah, it's impressive what that software does. But on the PlayStation 5, it's not a software update, it's a hardware update. So it's integrated to the hardware. So it's a really big thing because you're going to have an actual device doing it instead of software emulating it. So it's a big plus. PlayStation has a really, really hyped up, really under wraps on their controller. Apparently it's going to be something out of this world, really, really updated. I know it has a new Haptic Pro.
What's that?
So in the old PlayStation we have rumbling.
Yeah.
So it rumbles. Yeah. Now it doesn't. This is Haptic Pro, which is an individual for each Joy-Con.
Yeah,
for each Joy.
It's supposed to
Emulate
react to like whatever you're doing.
So anything. So if you're going on grass, it kind of slows you down and you can feel the tightness. If you're going on straight pavement, this is from let's say like a racing car perspective. You can feel it just go straight through. Also, when you're the L and R, you're shooting and stuff like that. You can adjust that for.
Jam, it's not gonna freaking.
No, well, it's gonna be fully adapted, and it's gonna be able to program on the level that you want it to be tighter or looser, so you can shoot faster, or your bow and arrow is gonna feel the tightness when you're pulling it.
Yeah.
Also.
I wonder how that's gonna play. So how do you think it's gonna simulate that? Like what?
Apparently, when people are actually trying it, because that has already been released to the devs. It's really good. It's really out of the norm. It's normally simulated like the Joy-Cons on the PlayStation. I mean, sorry, on the Switch. So it has a similar. It's called Haptic HD. So
what? Like when you try to move the Joy-Con forward, let's say your guy's running, like you said, running through grass, and you try to move the Joy-Con forward.
It's gonna probably be a little resistant.
Really?
Yeah. And so they say when you're going through sand, it's tight. You know how sand kind of makes you draggy a little bit. When you're going through water, it feels different. Every little element is gonna make you feel different. So new speakers on the controller. There is a leaked picture somewhere on there, but they say it's fake. It has a screen on the touchpad. People are saying that one is really fake. That it looks almost identical to the PlayStation 4 controller, and it's just slight updated. I think they're probably lying.
Yeah, anything with a screen, they're not gonna push that.
A lot of people are hyping it up and saying it's a really, really good thing. And you have the increased video card on that one. It's also going to have 16 gigabytes of RAM. Everything on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox is similar. It's almost identical. Yeah. They're using the same chipset. They're using the same video card. They have the same amount of DDR4. Actually, sorry. DDR6. They're going with DDR6, which is a lot faster, a lot better. It's just going to be almost exactly the same. But they say that the PlayStation 4 is a lot better, a lot faster, and this is why. Because the PlayStation 5 has to be able to do VR. So, in VR you need a lot more capability, less, laggier. Everything has to be a little bit faster. So that's something that the Xbox doesn't have, and it's what people's gonna attract to.
So the Scarlet's not gonna have that.
Scarlet, as of now, doesn't have it.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. So, what, in your opinion, how much more advanced is the PlayStation as opposed to the Scarlet? Is there?
I think the Scarlet has a chance.
Does it?
It has a chance. I mean, it's 100%. Almost equal in hardware.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. The only thing that we don't know is what is going to be the new cooling system for the Xbox. But everything else, the PlayStation and the Xbox are equal except on the controller.
The PlayStation, yeah, because I also I sent you a message the other day that I guess the PlayStation control is going to kind of get into Stadia territory. They're going to try to do a straight to Bluetooth kind of controller that's going to connect directly to their servers. So this is going to help out when
for lagginess, for when
live streaming, like not live streaming. Well, yeah, streaming.
Cloud play.
Cloud play and streaming games. So if and when people start getting into streaming games as opposed to buying the hard disk or downloading them, let's say you just want to stream the game, this is going to make it a lot easier for there to be less lag between the controller and the servers and your screen.
Because it's going to bypass the console.
Yeah, it's going to go straight to their servers, and they're just going to pretty much be sending you the picture to your screen. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So
I think PlayStation and Xbox have something. You know, they say they have a partnership now.
Oh yeah.
So I really like PlayStation, but I've always been a fan of Xbox. I used to have an Xbox 360. Used to have an Xbox Generation 1, and I've always liked their games, and they all have exclusive games. But now with this new partnership, I wonder if everything is almost too much the same. So when they have that new compatibility thing, where almost everything has to be equal, so you could all gameplay together. So that new Fortnite motto, that new Apex thing, where everybody can play with whoever they want. Doesn't matter if they're on console, PC, Xbox, Switch. I mean, I play with my little nephew on the Switch all the time, and I'm playing on the PS4.
Yeah. He's
playing on the Switch, so let's hope that's what goes through. Here's a good item. I'm going to start my Xbox presentation. The Xbox Scarlet, same thing, powered by an AMD chipset, 3.2 gigahertz, Xeon 2 processor. Amazing processor. It's being used in PCs already. SSD drive on board. Their drive is supposedly not a standard SSD drive. It's a proprietary hard drive that they developed, which is going to be intense, right? Same thing as a PlayStation. Really good. Ready to go. 16 gigabytes of DDR6 memory. Xbox, 100% compatible in everything they have. From Xbox One, Xbox 360, Xbox Scarlet, everything.
What do you mean by that?
All their games are compatible.
Oh, so they're going to be able to...
It doesn't matter if you have an Xbox One or an Xbox Scarlet.
Shut up.
Xbox 2, which is supposedly their name.
Yeah. Everything
is compatible. Anything you have, from controllers to cables to games, all compatible 100% day it comes out.
Now, is that fact or is that...
That's fact. Microsoft said it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
So, the only thing that they said is that their controller is going to be a lot better when it comes out of the box. So, they kind of recommend you to use their new controller.
Yeah.
Which you should. I mean, you're getting it for free on the box, so kind of paid for it. But you get what I mean.
A little nostalgia for your old games and you want to play with the original controller, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And all your games, so if you have those dusty-ass games in your closet, pull them out because they'll be ready to go. Haptic Pro is also available on their new controls. Not much on the controls. I don't think they say much. That you might get a surprise with something, but there is nothing much said about how much they're going to upgrade their controls. As of now, it's only the Haptic Pro. Mm-hmm. No VR as of yet, but they said they're working on it, or they might be working on something for the future.
Okay.
This is where people are kind of, I don't know. Yes, it's true. No, it's not. There is a rumor that's going to be a base model of the Xbox Scarlet.
Okay.
So you're going to have the big boy with the 4K Blu-ray player and everything ready to go, control and everything. And you're going to have a smaller version with no optical drive, straight download. You can only download. You can only play at the moment. People are saying that it's only going to be cloud-based.
Yeah.
So you're going to get it at a significant discount, but mainly cloud-based. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to download all your games that you need with, holding to whatever memory size you have.
Yeah.
But cloud-based at a discount. So whoever doesn't want to fork out those $5.99,
there you go.
You got a smaller version to look forward to.
That's pretty interesting. That's unique, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I'd rather pay the full price so I can play any game I want.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's just how I like to do it.
Yeah,
I don't want to have... If PlayStation did it and told me, look, we won't discount our consoles, but we're gonna open up everything, and you're gonna be able to play your PS1 games. Man, I'm game. I got PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4 games that are just there, and whenever somebody wants to play, I gotta bring everything out and play for it. You know?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into the Switch and possible Pro or possible new gen console for the Switch. A lot of people are speculating whether or not it's going to be a Pro or a next gen console. I think a majority of people though are starting to think that it's going to be a Pro, and this has a lot to do with the fact that they just found a leak from Amazon. I guess someone got a little trigger happy at Amazon and wrote about the new NVIDIA Shield TV streamer. And in this ad, they wrote that the NVIDIA Shield TV streamer would be about 25% faster, and that has to do with the fact that there's a new chip, the new Tegra X1 chip Plus, that's going to be installed into this streamer. Now what this chip is going to do, or actually what it is it's just a faster processor that's the same size as the original Tegra X1, which is leading a lot of people to think that, okay, since the chip is the same size as the original, and Sharp had originally in August said that they were going to release, or that they were going to be working with Switch in order to come up with a screen for the Switch, that this is means for a Pro. And the reason why they think this is because when people tore down the new Switch Lite and the Switch Revised, which is the console that came out in September, right? Oh no, wait. Yeah, in September, if I'm not mistaken. It's September 20th, if I'm not mistaken, is the day that the Switch Lite and the Switch Revived came out. And when they came out, people broke them apart and for the most part saw that, okay, well, Sharp's screen that they said that they were going to be working on with Nintendo isn't in these consoles. So where the heck is it? So people are putting two and two together and realizing, hey, you know what? They're going to throw this and the screen together, and this is actually what's going to allow the screen to hit possible 1080 to 4K.
I heard a rumor that's going to go full 4K.
Yeah, they were well. So now that it has that, now that they've released the Tegra X1 Plus and letting us know that it's going to be 20% faster, we have a better idea of thinking that, oh, you know what, it's going to be powerful enough to get that screen to push the 1080 to 4K. And since it's not in the Lite and it's not in the Revised, it's leading a lot of people to
it's
think,
either
okay,
a Pro or a next gen.
Yeah, they're thinking that, okay, well, this is...
Hopefully it's not a next gen, because I think it's a little too soon for the Switch.
Yeah, I think they could make some money if they put out a Pro right before PlayStation and Xbox put out their
console, beat them again to the game like they've been doing it for the past 3 years.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I think that's I think it's pretty plausible. I think it'd probably be better for them to go for a Pro, and then come out with the console maybe like a year or so after PlayStation, Xbox kind of stale a little bit on their sales. I wouldn't put anything out new with them. I mean, not for the Switch. That's a total.
Well, but they've been actually, if you actually go back, the Switch has been beating them to their releases.
Has it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's been coming out before their releases, so they thought the Switch was just gonna die out, like the.
Well, the Switch was released after the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but it released in the middle between the PlayStation 4 and the Pro.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of stales things out.
Yeah, but that's a little different. That's just an upgrade for the PlayStation. So I think it was a smart move. I mean, they waited until after the initial drop of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Scarlet, so that the sales probably wouldn't be hindered from those two going at it. But then they released it. It got really popular and ended up being a lot more popular than a lot of people had thought. And
it's a nice console.
Yeah, it's a nice console. I love it personally. I think the portability of it is awesome. And then the fact that the games that it plays are pretty dang good. But if they do integrate that new Tegra X1 Plus chip into the Switch, it's going to go ahead and allow for, hopefully, which is what I'm hoping for personally, that the new third-party games are going to start releasing on Switch. Which games, I don't know, but it'll open up the possibility for it because it'll help with being able to push those games. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Come on, Nintendo.
But my
phone can play Call of Duty.
I know that'll be interesting because if it can start to play those games, I think it's gonna. I don't know. So I mean, it could be a next gen because if you say it's just a Switch Pro and then you start releasing all these new third-party games, you're not gonna be able to play those third-party games on your.
But
on your
here's the thing about the Switch. 2 times faster than your previous console is not enough.
Well,
only if it's a Pro. If it's a step up from what you have, that is good. The new PS5 and the new Scarlet are about 50 times the power.
Yeah, well,
I know I'm going to get feedback from this. It's not the same. One is a portable, one is a stationary.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. The Switch.
But pick it up. I want to see those 4K graphics. If I'm paying for it, I mean, yeah, it's not cheap. The Switch isn't cheap.
It's not cheap, but so for what it's doing though, I think it's pretty impressive. Okay, so you got portable gaming that is gonna hit those 10 if all is true and the Switch does.
Right now, it's not hitting 1080.
No, it's only hitting 720 right now.
720.
But the thing with the Switch is that the type of games that it has, and then the portability of it. As long as the games are fun for the most part, which they have been, I think a lot of the Switch games that are coming out are really fun. I mean, you got the one I want to try now is the Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi, that looks good.
For the most part, I think what the Switch kind of showed everybody was you don't necessarily need the cleanest look. Mind you, 720 isn't that bad, but you don't necessarily need the cleanest look. You just need something fun and a good system, and I think they nail it.
Yeah, they nail it.
It's
good to go.
Yeah, so I mean, if they do add that Tegra Plus X1 Plus chip into the new Switch with the IGZO screen from Sharp, and we do get those 1080p and 4K games, I think a lot of third-party games will actually be introduced into the Switch. That'd be pretty awesome. I think a lot of the reason why not too many of them are doing it right now is because you kind of have to downgrade the game in order for it to play on the Switch, and it's a little bit of a nightmare. All right, so to finish up, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and get into Stadia. Now, Stadia is the new game system that Google's going to be releasing. This one is actually going to be released on November 19th. Well, no, actually, it's going to start shipping November 19th. And this is going to be for those who pre-ordered the Premier Edition. If you didn't order the Premier Edition and you're just going to be buying the controller, I believe, and going for the Standard Edition, you're not going to get your stuff shipped, I think, until after. So within the first 2 weeks of the initial release, that's when they're going to start sending out your controller, I believe. But for those who did order the Premier Edition, you're going to start getting all your stuff sent out exactly on the 19th. I don't think they've mentioned when Stadia will be online. I didn't see anything for that. I just know that they said that they're going to be sending out everything on the 19th. The interesting thing about this console is going to be that it's literally all streaming. So there's going to be no console whatsoever. So you're going to be getting the Google
Chromecast.
Yeah, Chromecast Ultra, along with the Stadia controller, and you're going to be getting 3 months. 3 months of Stadia Pro. Google Stadia is actually going to be introduced as something unique and new, which is just non-download. I'm sorry. You're going to be streaming all your games. Everything that you're going to be playing is going to be all streamed. You're not going to download anything, which is supposed to be the hype for the Google Stadia. Literally, all you need is just the controller, and all the games you're going to be playing on Google Stadia are going to be on their servers. I think. Yeah, in the cloud, which is going to be pretty cool, I think, if they can knock out the lag. I know that they tried this before with another company. I'm not too sure what the name of it was, but this company failed, and it had to do with the fact that there was too much lag between your movements and the display on your screen. I think the company released the technology that wasn't perfected until hopefully Google did it right now.
They bought that company, right?
You know, I'm not too sure.
So I think what happened is the company was developing it.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, I think it kind of failed.
Mm-hmm.
So Google kind of bought them and then grew it.
Yeah, they probably just developed on it because I think I don't know. I think Google Stadia is getting ahead of the curve here because I think PlayStation and Xbox are moving to streaming but I don't think they'll ever get rid of the physical aspect of it. I think Google is just going to perfect what PlayStation and Xbox are trying to get into, which is all streaming. And I think at one point Xbox said they wanted to do.
Xbox has a streaming platform, but it's not 100% there yet.
Yeah, and I think PlayStation has one too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the PS Now, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, PS Now. You can choose to either download or you can choose to stream it, however you want to play it.
It's just you don't really know how good your game experience is going to be because you're subject to your internet connection.
Yeah.
And if obviously, in order to play the Stadia, don't get me wrong, it's a great idea. But if you have DSL or something that's dial-up, don't even get it because you ain't gonna be able to play anything.
Well, no one's playing dial-up.
I mean, I'm just giving you an example, but
yeah, well,
if you have that certain circumstance, then you're out of luck.
Yeah, well, let me put this let me put this up behind me right now. So Google claims that there's not a lot of people are worried that there's going to be a lot of lag between the controller and your screen from having to send the signal all the way to Google servers and then send it all the way back to your screen. So Google said that there's going to be no lag between the controller and your gameplay because the controller is unique in that it's going to be directly connected to your Wi-Fi, so it's going to send a signal straight to the Google servers, and it's just going to send you the visual of all your action. So they're claiming that you're going to actually be able to stream 1080p and 4K games depending on your internet. So as long as you have 10 megabytes per second clock speed, you're going to be able to get at least 720p. If you go to the Google website for the Stadia, the Google store, for Stadia, you can actually take a test. I took a test on my phone and I took a test on my computer. On my computer I got 101 megabytes, so that's going to clear 4K easily. It says for 4K streaming on the game, you actually only need 35 megabytes per second, which is pretty good. So that's your average computer. That's like standard internet now, right? I mean,
what?
for internet nowadays,
10 megabytes? Oh yeah.
Well, no, for standard internet, you're going to be like 35, right?
Yeah. Well, I think most internet connections are about 35, but there's still. Honestly, I don't know. I have like.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I have a lot too. So when I did the test, if you go to the Google store and you look up Stadia, they'll actually do a test for you. You can do the test on your phone or you can do it on your computer. On my computer, I clocked at like 17, so that still puts me within range of 1080 to 720p. So I think most phones will be around there. Yeah, and another thing about Stadia that's actually going to be pretty cool is that you're going to be able to play on any screen you want to play. So if you want to play on your cell phone, if you want to play on your laptop, or if you want to play on your computer or your home TV, you can do all of those. To play on your TV, though, the only thing you're going to need is the Chromecast, but you get that if you order the Premier Edition. If you want to play on any other device, it just has to have Chrome. So if you got Chrome loaded into any device, I think the Pixel phones right now have Chrome standard, and you're going to be able to go ahead and play any of your games on your cell phone and just about any other screen that has Chrome on it or the Chromecast. So I think that's actually pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm going to get one. I mean, it's not too pricey. What is it, $130 and you get the Premier Edition?
Maybe for reviewing.
Yeah, we could do that.
We can do it for a review.
We'll go half and half. We'll get one and review it for you guys.
You can keep the Chromecast. I'll keep the controller.
I'm down. Well, the controller itself is only $70. I'm sorry, right? $69. So yeah, $70 is how much the controller is going to be. So if you don't want to buy the Premier Edition, all you have to do is buy the controller, and you should be good to go. When Google releases the free streaming. So right now they're only gonna have the month-to-month streaming, which I think is the Pro account.
But why wouldn't they have a free streaming service?
So I think you're gonna have a couple limitations. The free one is only gonna offer you a certain amount of games and certain games. If you get the month per month, you're gonna have access to
the entire library.
Yeah, the entire library. And I think to start off with, if you get the Premier Edition, you're gonna get Destiny 2 with the extension packs included. Everything.
Oh, so they do have flagship games.
Yeah, they do. So they actually have some pretty good games. They have Borderlands 3 also coming out. They have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They've got A couple of good title games. I'll put the list behind me, and you guys can check that out for yourself. I would look into it. I honestly think it's going to be a pretty interesting little system.
Well, if it kicks the console's ass, then we'll jump on board.
Yeah.
But as of now, PlayStation is announcing that they're also going to be able to go compatible with your phones and other stuff. Yeah, there's actual gameplay of somebody with the new controller.
And that's what I was going to say. And I think that's what's going to be. So I don't know. So I think PlayStation and Xbox got a little scared. That's why they teamed up. And I think PlayStation is trying to make sure they don't fall behind on the curve. I think if PlayStation hadn't got into it, because so PlayStation is actually like Jeff was saying, they're souping up their controller to have the Bluetooth to connect directly, because I think they're going to try and keep up with Google instead of letting Google just kind of break in and take over, which is very smart, I think, from a business standpoint. You don't want to fall behind, especially now with technology just branching off so fast that if you don't catch on, you're pretty much left out. So we'll see. Maybe PlayStation will be able to knock Google out before it even gets started.
So all in all, Stadia, Xbox Scarlet, PlayStation 5, and the Switch Pro.
Possible. That's a rumor. Nothing's been officially announced, but from everything we gathered, it looks like there could possibly be a Pro.
Would you buy the console, and which one would you buy? Which one wouldn't you buy?
For me, honestly, I know for a fact. Let me rank it in order. If I was to rank it in order, I would go with the PlayStation, because I know that all my friends are going to be on PlayStation, and I love the PlayStation.
It delivers, yeah.
And I think they have good titles. And after that, I think I would go the Switch. I actually love my Switch. I have a ton of fun with my Switch. So that would be my number 2. Number 3, I think. I actually think I would try the Stadia.
Yeah, for the price?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and I mean, even if you go with the basic, just to try it out, the controller's like, what, $70? I mean, that's nothing. And if you let's say me and you wanted to try it out and we went 50-50 on it, split the $120, we both get 3 months free on the
See, the problem is that when you're playing Stadia, here's where I just realized it to a conclusion with you.
Yeah.
If I want to play with somebody, I have to buy another control.
Yes and no. I mean,
how are you going to play split screen?
So that I don't know. If you want to play split screen, you just have 2 screens, right? You play on your phone, I'll play on my phone, and
but that just makes it harder. Like it turns more into a handheld device. Like you have to have your own console, which is the control. Obviously, it's not that much. It's only about $20 to $30 more than any other control.
I still think it's going to be cheap, because look at this. Okay.
Overall, yeah.
It's like you buy a console, you still need a TV to play it on, right?
Correct.
So with Google Stadia, you buy the controller, you still need a platform to play it on. But the cool thing with Stadia is you can play it on just about any platform.
Yeah.
So I could bring over my laptop, or I could bring over my phone, and me and you could be playing Destiny 2 from your living room. You'll be playing on your TV, and I'll be playing on my phone.
That is true.
And all you need is the control. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to play. No, you're not. I think I'm almost positive you're going to need the control to play the game. But what's cool is when you buy the Premier Edition, both of you you can give 3 months free to a friend. Oh, so nice. Yeah, so I mean, let's say you bought the Premier Edition, and the only thing I bought was the control. Mm-hmm. Then I
can share the Premier with you.
You share with me the Premier. The benefit that you would have is that you get the Chromecast with it, and that allows you to plug it into your TV. Whereas I would have to use either my laptop, my phone. Actually, I don't think I can use my phone. Your phone has to have Chrome on it or something. But you could use your laptop and tablets and all that, so that'd be pretty cool. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see. I think on my list, obviously the PlayStation 5 is number 1 ranking. I don't tend to go to second, to powered up consoles. Like when I bought the PlayStation, I didn't buy the PlayStation Pro.
Yeah.
If I got the Switch, I'm not gonna go get the Switch Pro or the Switch. What's the other one called?
Switch Lite.
That's a downgrade.
Oh, Switch Revised.
I'm not gonna do that. When you buy the Xbox 360, you're not gonna go to buy the next one.
Yeah.
I always stick with the first one, and then I work my way to the next gen.
To the next, yeah.
So my PlayStation 4 has lasted me all the way through the next PlayStation 5, which is not bad. I mean, the loading times aren't that much of a difference.
Yeah.
But if there was just to be a PlayStation Pro, Switch Pro,
yeah,
I would not upgrade. I would go PlayStation, Xbox, Stadia, and then Switch in my list. Only reason why is because I don't go for the pluses. So that is all, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is your weekly OJ signing out.
See you guys later.